Hi everybody, it's Levi back for day 23 of our 30-day video challenge, and today we're going to answer a question from one of you. Jody, you wrote in to tell us you had trouble with your computer. I got your message. I did the research. We're going to answer it for you next. Here we go. I received an email late last night from Jody, who had been watching us on Facebook, and she wrote in with the following question. She has a HP Pavilion X2, which is a nice little detachable two-in-one device. It has a very small hard drive in the main unit and a larger hard drive in the keyboard unit. I had not seen this device before, but I looked it up. It's actually a really cool looking piece of hardware. The trouble is the small hard drive in her processing unit is only about 29 gigs. 29 gigs is actually tiny, minuscule, and the problem is this. There's plenty of storage on the additional hard drive that came with the unit, but on that 29 gig hard drive, Windows 10 is taking up virtually all of that space, which makes it really difficult to upgrade the operating system, which is essential for maintaining security. It also makes it really tough to do anything functional with the device, because when that hard drive fills up, it really degrades the performance. So while I was doing the research to answer Jody's question, though, I came across a new feature, and I say new simply because I hadn't heard of it, but it appears that this feature in Windows 10 has been around for at least a couple of years now, and I verified this morning that it's still working even on my recent install, so it is still there, and that is called Windows Compact OS, or Compact OS, which is what I think they intended. What this does is allows you to run a lot of the system files from Windows 10 in a compressed state. This should free up around 4 gigabytes of space. Giving you back 4 gigs is actually going to free up enough space on that hard drive for the computer to sort of breathe a little bit and function normally. This is not the most basic of utilities. You're going to have to do a couple of things, but I found a couple websites which will link in the description of this video that will give you some really clear step-by-step instructions as how to go about doing that. You're going to have to enter a couple of commands on the command line, and the actual process once you start it will take possibly around 20 minutes to complete. So when you start it and your computer just sits there and grinds and grinds and grinds, don't be alarmed. It's going to take a little bit of time for that process to finish, but when it does, you should have up to 4 gigabytes back on your hard drive, as Windows has gone through and compressed a whole bunch of the files that it doesn't need all the time. So I really want you to try Compact OS to shrink down your Windows installation. The other thing I want you to do, and I will again put some links to instructions for this in the notes, but Windows will create a restore point from time to time. And a restore point is intended for if you're installing a new piece of software and something goes wrong and it corrupts your computer, you can go back and restore your machine to a state where it knew it was working correctly. You can go into your installation after you run Compact OS and check to see if you have one or more restore points saved. If you have a couple of restore points saved, for the size of hard drive you have, that could be taking up a significant amount of space. So when every gigabyte matters and we're trying to free up as much space as possible, you might consider deleting the restore points. And again, I'll link some instructions for that in the video description. Now, there are plenty of very smart IT people who will tell you deleting restore points is a bad idea. Why? Because then you don't have a known good version to go back to if something goes wrong with your computer. But at the moment, your hard drive is full and you're not able to update it anyway, and so the computer is functionally useless to you until you solve these space problems. So Compact OS first. If that gives you some space back and you can proceed, please go about your day and enjoy. If you're still not getting enough space back, I want you to look at the restore points and see if maybe you can delete some of them. If you find that there is more than one restore point on your computer, definitely get rid of all of the older ones and just leave the most recent. Jody, thank you so much for sending us a question. Everybody else, if you have a question about your phone, your laptop, your home network, some Wi-Fi questions, send me a message. You can find me at NerdButler on social media. You can email me, levi@nerdbutler.com. We are on day 23 of our 30-day video challenge. That means we are entering the final week. New Year's is just around the corner. We're all going to make some resolutions. I'll talk about those before we get to the end of this, and I will talk to you all again tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Bye.